Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Firefly Tarot. I hope everyone is doing okay. I posted just, what was it, this morning? A lot of us are experiencing sleep disturbances. If you know a little bit more about that, feel free to chime in the post. It's a community post. But anyway, I hope that besides that, you guys are okay. I hope I can get some guidance for today's reading. This one, I have all of my Angel Aura Quartz pieces, and I'll show you each one. So the question is, what step does your angel want you to take next? Or just what is the guidance, I hope specific guidance from your angel on the next step for you? This is the Light Seer's Tarot. Okay, and again, we never want to force a reading, so only if this calls to you, I recommend to watch it. And if you guys want a personal reading instead of this general one, the link is below. Apologies in advance if I kind of flub my words here, because again, the sleeping issue is kind of insane lately. So group number one, and in the selections, I'm just going to say what it is, but all of these are Angel Aura Quartz. So group number one, we have the bracelet. Group number two is the freeform piece. Group number three is the tumbled. And group number four is the point, or I think these are also called towers. Okay, so take as much time as you need. You can pause. But whenever you guys are ready, I will see you at your reading. Hello guys, and welcome, group one. If you chose the bracelet, this is your group. So for this, I did not specify which angel. I'm not really sure exactly how it works, but I'll just leave it up to whichever angel would like to come through in this reading and what is the guidance for you with your next step on your path. Spirit, this reading is for group number one, the bracelet group, Angel Aura Quartz bracelet. Okay, and the angel of group one, if you'd like to come through directly. All right, I'm not sure if I should get a starting message. Let me just see. Is it needed? Let's see if it comes through. Wow, okay. So the starting message is showing that either now or very soon, you will have some brightness and clarity coming through. So this could be a new idea. This could be clarity in any way where you'll be able to know exactly where you want to go. This could be any number of things mentally, okay? So we do have this illumination. We do have even mysteries being solved. It could even be multiple ideas or clear messages wanting to come through. So that's extremely powerful. Spirit or angel of group one, the bracelet group. What is your guidance for them on their next step? What is the next step that you want them to take, or that is in their highest good to take? What is their next step? Okay, with we have Knight of Cups. I'll just get a few more. Whoop, too many. Okay, so this has to do, one, with your path as a whole, but two, I am seeing a specific thing that you are trying to achieve. So I'll get all of that for you. So with the Knight of Cups, this is showing that the next step for you is really going to be highly intuitive. This is going to be something that you're going to be able to feel within your gut and your heart space and your overall energy, okay? So the first thing that's coming through is the mental clarity. Well, actually, the mental clarity can come through at different points as well. And all of this is high vibrational, very positive energy that I am seeing. So we also have the Hierophant. the King of Pentacles, the Six of Wands, and the Page of Swords. Okay, so all of this, I'm not even getting that it's in a specific order. I think it's all kind of just coming through in different bursts of positive energy. And again, we come full circle here with the Page of Swords, where more ideas are coming through, and you can see multiple. I did mention multiple here, and I am seeing multiple in this card, which is how you're leading yourself on your path ahead. Some of you, it's going to involve a little bit of risk, not in a completely, well, not in a literally dangerous way, but there is going to be risk in a sense that you're probably going to be stepping outside of your comfort zone. You're probably going to be doing something that maybe you never pictured yourself doing. It's just not as comfortable as you would like it. But I think for that reason, it's going to be successful, because that's, you know, how we achieve, I guess, things that are outside of our horizon, is just pushing ourselves through those fears. I am seeing guidance all the way through. I am seeing that you will be supported by the universe for this. Okay. Now, going to the specifics here. The Six of Wands to me is definitely the specific goal that I had in mind. This is showing your victory and your success. It shows you looking into the future, where perhaps you've always had this goal and it's like been a long-term goal of yours, and you've envisioned it for a very long time already. Maybe you've had it for many years, in fact, a lot of you. And part of it is going to bring you financial security and freedom, but it's also going to relate to your path as a whole, which is where all of this message comes together. So this specific goal that I'm still going to get a little more information for you. It does show that part of it, I feel, is either having to do with your spiritual path and what you've learned, or what you're also going to teach others. So with the Six of Wands, I am seeing you speaking to a large crowd, a large audience. You know, of course, a lot of you, this could involve something with social media or writing or even public speaking or whatever kind of avenue you choose. And then we have the car honking. So in terms of the guidance from your specific angel, I think that your angel and you have had almost like a collaboration from the very beginning of this. From the moment that this idea popped into your head, from the onset, from when it initially occurred, whether that was last week or 10 years ago or more, your angel was already supporting you. So this probably did come through within one of your clair abilities or a psychic download. I feel claircognizance is really relevant here. And even if in the beginning of this vision for yourself, you felt kind of self-conscious, or kind of even like some of you may even have felt it was silly or something like that, or unattainable in terms of this goal, your angel always had this in mind for you. This was always part of their divine plan, along with every other higher level being, such as your team and the divine. And the reason for this is because they can see that you're built for this, that you were in fact made for this. The only thing to keep in mind with the Six of Wands is that this is going to resonate quite differently depending on who you are, what your preferences are, your passions, your skills, your own individual unique traits. So for example, if you do have a way with words, but not necessarily spoken verbally and audibly, it could be through something with writing, whether it's a book or poetry or blogging, or I'm sure there's many other examples, but even maybe through music or something like that. So yeah, that is gonna be up to your preference, but whatever the case is, the energy behind all of that was always meant for you. The letter Y could be significant here for some of you guys with the color yellow. I don't know what that's about. So this is the step that your angel is is nudging you towards in a very obvious way now, but even more obviously in the near future with that Ace of Swords. That Ace of Swords, I feel, is going to be relevant in the close future. A lot of times, well, a lot of people lately have been getting messages for April when I've been reading for them, and I only just follow the collective energy. So I'm posting this February 2026. So April, is right around the corner-ish. And if you're watching this at a different time frame, then I'm not really sure how it'll resonate, but it'll still be like a couple months or so. So anyway, this is the step that your angel wants you to take, is concerning this whole path. So when it comes to the details, that's going to be a little bit tricky for me, but I will do my best. But this is what we're dealing with. So the goal, okay? The goal, or whatever you'd like to call it, the intention. I'm even seeing the celebration, the idea, the fire, the igniting of this fire. And I think the nicest part about this whole thing, the most relaxing card, is the Knight of Cups. Because the Knight of Cups is showing you that you actually don't have to force it or think about it or even necessarily put an effort towards this, because this is going to feel so natural to you. You're going to be putting in actions, but it won't feel like effort. It won't feel like work. This is just going to feel like the most natural thing in the whole world for you. Now, if you are a creative person, I will comment on that I understand that creativity, if it gets blocked, then we're in trouble and it does not feel good. So, because I'm a writer myself, so I know that my voice cracked when I said that. That's funny. So I was going to say that I know that, if we're trying too hard or if we're thinking too much about it and we're not in our feelings and our heart space about this, then it becomes a chore, and that's really not where we want to be. So recently I came up with this, affirmation, or this idea. So as one example, if I'm working on one of my book ideas, what I tell myself is follow the soul, meaning the book itself, the novel, for example, has a soul in itself, and I just have to close my eyes, tune in, and follow the energy, follow the soul of the book and where it's going, and then just tune into that. Okay, so anyway, if you are tuning in and channeling from the right place, which means you have to relax and trust this process and just, again, let it be natural to you, you won't have any problem at all. I just felt that was necessary to say, just in case, it didn't resonate fully there. Okay, so Angel of Group 1, and I think I have to reword the title. I feel like grammatically it sounds weird, but anyway. Angel of Group number 1, what is the detail here? Is there a specific step or even few steps that you want them to take, or that is in their best interest and highest good to take next? So they said something, and this is not for all of you, but if this resonates, they said something about the spotlights here, okay? So if something about what you're doing involves being in the spotlight in some way, it's hard to say exactly which way, right? Because some of you, it could be like, oh, I have to be on camera for something, but I really don't want to do that. I have to speak in front of people, but I really don't want to do that. I have to share my voice in some way. I don't want to do that. So it feels like that could be part of the step if you haven't already done this. And again, only if it resonates, but that could be part of what you need to try out next. You don't have to totally put yourself out there yet, but your angel is recommending that you get started. So maybe you can do a practice run. Maybe you can kind of record yourself in some way and play it for yourself, and then play it for one person that you trust, just to kind of warm up to something. So that could be one piece of advice there. We have here Justice. With the Justice card, they basically said something like prepare or get ready for something, because really the scales are right around that time of getting balanced, okay? The alignment is almost there. This means mentally, emotionally, and of course energetically, but also in a physical sense. So you're right there. You're right around the corner to when you can begin this thing. So some of you, it could be really, really simple, where you have to be physically aligned and ready for this next step. So it could actually be something quite practical. So if you do need to do something with recording yourself, you might need to get a camera stand, or you might need to get a microphone, or you might need to start up your, blog or website thing, or social media name, or whatever. So your angel is really making it, I think, quite practical and just simple, actually, and not too scary just yet. I think this, if you feel nervous or scared about something, that's not even what they're suggesting here. That may come next, perhaps. Remember, with the taking risks, and this looks like what do you call the tightrope walking, but it's a sword. Okay, so yeah, just to get yourself ready. So Anything else, please? One, it comes to the knowledge, though, the bigger picture knowledge and information or messages that you're going to be giving, that you never have to worry about. The reason for this is because you're always, when it matters, when it's relevant, you're always going to be channeling. So you don't necessarily even have to come up with anything. I mean, if you want to, you can. But I think 99% of what you're doing, or what you're gonna be doing, is you're gonna be channeling information. So whether it's channeling creativity, channeling, responses, channeling something having to do with your research and resources, you're going to be highly connected always. You're already connected, and you've always been connected. So that's why I'm fully confident that will never be a problem for you, except if, you're in your head a little bit too much. But when you tap into that natural source, which is outside of yourself and within yourself, you will never have to worry about that. Okay. If you are concerned with blockages, though, then you may need to do some meditating there. I'm assuming it would be the sacral chakra, because that has to do with creativity, but it also could be the heart chakra, or really, I would probably go into kind of all the chakras if you feel it's necessary, but whichever one helps you to relax the most. Maybe the root one. Okay. Any other final messages, Angel? What is the next step that you want them to take? Thank you. And again, all of this stuff is only if it calls to you. If you feel like truly you're not ready, there is a chance that you needed to hear this reading way before this was aligned anyway. But I think that maybe a good more than 70% of you are totally ready. You've already kind of tried, a lot of different things. And you do feel in your heart space that this is aligned. Now, the rest of you, it's kind of hard to say where everybody lands with this one. But for the rest of you, I have a strong feeling you were still meant to hear this, because this was part of your getting ready for that process. You needed to kind of, hear this message so that it could resonate, so that it can kind of fall into place and then help you to build the core of this whole entire thing. Okay, so we have here the Seven of Swords next. We have the Eight of Pentacles and then the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, this is a little bit of a mix of energy. The Seven of Swords and Five of Pentacles does kind of show that I just feel, again, like there's something you may have been searching for, even if it was like an answer or a truth within yourself, a key to something. Again, I'm feeling that none of this is going to be a problem for you now and in the long run. Because with the Eight of Pentacles, that to me just shows the energy of you find a way, or they show you the way. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. But is there any other message there that they need to hear? Anybody here? Someone needed to hear, fewer number of you may have needed to hear this message, that there could have been times where someone or even something could have given you like false information about your path in ways where it was discouraging to you. If that's true, I think your angel is saying, please don't listen to that, because that could be an illusion. That could have made you feel quite discouraged and really empty and just completely searching for these answers. And again, they may have said resources here, but you don't have to listen to that. Okay, you don't have to listen to the whatever it was that might have discouraged you in the past, even if it was something from yourself or, of course, from other people. So that's something I think some of you needed to hear. And then as you move forward, you're taking one step and then another step and then another step. And before you know it, you're seeing with your own eyes that this is possible. So that's why I don't think it's going to be a problem. Final messages of advice or guidance, Angel of Group 1. Thank you, thank you. We have 10 of Pentacles. Very, very... Oh, see, this is 10 of Wands, but the fact that I said 10 of Pentacles by accident, quote unquote, I think is funny. So, because I feel like 10 of Pentacles was something you needed to hear. Now, first, we have the 10 of Wands. This, as you guys can see, is showing that there's still some burdens and possibly battles to overcome. Again, I am not worried at all for you guys. I know that you will. And I did notice the bottom deck energy was the Chariot. So I do feel like you are going to just charge right through in a way that works for you. Okay. So the amount of time I don't think is going to really make a difference in the end, because this is a journey that is going to unfold step after step, and it's going to look different each part of the way. But of course, this whole thing, especially the Six of Wands, is going to take effort, and it is going to feel heavy. I would never, minimize that or lie to you guys about that. It's obvious. Like, I know you already know this. Like, you've already been through many of these hurdles. But again, your angel is saying, like, even with that, you're okay. You're okay, and you're going to make this work. So let's see if there's a final kind of like final message card. So again, the fact that I said 10 of Pentacles by accident, I think is showing you just exactly where you're heading. Okay, so it goes from the 10 of Wands to the 10 of Pentacles, and then here we had the Ace of Swords. Now we have King of Swords. Okay, so this King of Swords really does look like someone who's extremely confident after all of the battles or burdens that they were carrying. They know exactly what to do now. So really, I would say take as much time as you need to get to this level of confidence and clarity. So a lot of you may not feel that confidence right now, but you will. And some of you kind of feel a little bit halfway about it. I do feel like maybe a fewer number of you feel it totally, but this is something that obviously can take a long time and just with experience, okay? So depending on how much you've gone down this road already, but that is coming. The clarity in other ways is coming as well, including the specific steps to take beyond this reading. So group one, although that it still seems like sometimes it's just an uphill battle, eventually you get to the top. Eventually it does get easier. And one thing you have going for you is that, like I said before, your guides, your angels, even the universe and everything involved here is on your side. You don't have to question your worth. You don't have to question if this is right for you, because from the very beginning, this was yours. This was you. So I think a lot of this is resting within your own mentality. And I think that's why we led with the Ace of Swords, because this is something that you kind of have to maybe come to terms with in your own mind, in your own thoughts and your own perception of yourself. And maybe your angel can help you with that, okay? So I feel like this was such a beautiful reading, and I do hope I got the clarity that I was aiming for. I'm a little out of it, but I do hope it made sense. You guys can let me know your thoughts in the comments. Again, if you'd like a personal reading, the link is below, and if you're new here, feel free to subscribe if you found this helpful. Thank you guys so very much. Sending you many blessings, and I will see you next time, okay? Take care. Bye-bye. Hey guys, this is the reading for those of you who chose group number 2, which is the freeform piece here. So I'm not sure if I need a starting card for you, but let's just get into it. Spirit, this reading is for group number 2. Please and thank you, freeform group. This is the Light Seer's Tarot, as I mentioned. Apologies in advance if I'm a little out of it. The whole sleep thing, as I said, is getting to a lot of us. Spirit, do we need a starting message for this group in the next step for them? Okay, very, very beautiful energy here. It feels so refreshing. This is the Fool card. This is the new beginning, okay? So I'm going to just leave this here and let your angel do the talking. So angel, and I'm not sure which one, they'll come through. Angel of group number 2, our freeform group. What is the next step that you want them to take, or what is in their highest good to take? Angel of group 2, thank you. It's funny, I didn't understand what they were saying in the first card, because I was looking at this card, and what they said, weirdly enough, they said pool of knowledge with this, and I don't really use these cards, right? This doesn't look like the usual fool card I'm used to. They said pool of knowledge, and then when I see this card, it kind of actually connects a little bit to me. So this is the King of Cups. Now I'm assuming that this is you. This is you and a lot of psychic ability, but more so the psychic connection to everything. Now, there's a lot here. This is highly sensitive to energies, highly empathic, again, highly connected to universal forces, healing energies, psychic energies, and shifts. So you guys are probably not sleeping very well at all, because of what I said in the intro, that some weird's going on. You're connected to animals and all living things, actually, all living things. So that's a lot. That's a lot to handle, of course. I don't know if you have the same issue as I do, like like overactive brain and whatnot. It's tough. So we do need to meditate to calm our minds, but that's very hard to do as well. So I think that you're most at home in nature, and here now we're getting into the message, and there's something with water. So going back to what your angel is saying, I'm actually not surprised that this is happening. Your angel is already speaking to me in poems and music and songs and sort of harmonies that I don't understand, so I will dig into this for you. But the first message has to do with pool of knowledge. I'm assuming that this has to do with some kind of portal, okay? Portal or doorway, something where you are meant to channel. And some of you have already started this, because I feel like some of you have gotten into a method to do this. So whether it's reading some type of spiritual text, maybe it's something having to do more so with the opposite of writing. Maybe some of you specifically have gotten into something like astrology, or, I don't know, Akashic record reading, or something kind of with that sacred knowledge, or whatever. I can't put my finger on it, because obviously it's like different for everybody. But what I'm feeling from that, and I promise I'll get to the point, but your angel is kind of like, it's a whole slew of information that it's not cohesive or linear. And so it could be highly psychic and creative. I'm trying to fine tune it for you guys. There's also this notion that you're able to connect through items, such as amulets or pieces of jewelry or random tokens that could be signs from the universe, like random things. And all of that somehow is relevant to you. So man, like, it's making me feel as though you have all of these abilities and all these potential powers and everything like that, but there may not necessarily be order to it, or even like a sense of direction. It kind of reminds me of Avatar: The Last Airbender, the cartoon, where the Avatar had all of these powers within him, but he needed a teacher, for most of it. He needed I forgot what the word was for the teacher. But it's like this mentor or someone to show you the way. So maybe that is something your angel is going to help you with. There's a ton of psychic abilities coming through with this. I can't even begin to list them. There's like almost everything. So again, it must be really, really overwhelming. Please ground and protect your energy and cleanse regularly, group 2, please. It's a lot to deal with. Angel, now, can we have a specific message? What is the step that you want them to take next, or in their highest good to take next? So with the Knight of Wands, this is the closest I'll get to the answer. Your angel is talking now about your sense of direction, having to do with your passion or whatever it is that ignites you the most. So this could have to do with something that does excite you, something that does enliven you in even a three-dimensional sense, right? Something that just makes you happy, something that really does give you the spark of energy. Now, everything over here was kind of all over the place, but this is the first card we're seeing, at least I'm feeling, that it does have a sense of direction with the Knight of Wands, and then you can see the horse that's basically moving forward. And what's funny about this is that you actually don't even need a plan or a direction or anything that would be sort of like logically three-dimensionally aligned. Like you don't need any of that. I think what's going on here is that it's going to feel random. It's going to feel random and natural, and you're just going to suddenly go for it, right? And that's what I'm trying to is kind of like tune into here, because I still don't know what it is. Angel, can we, and Spirit, if we can have some help here, what is the step that they're being called to take from their angel next? It's kind of like, if you, for one example, if you guys love music or something related to that, it's almost like that your angel comes through in a totally new song to you. It's like your angel is not speaking words that I can really grasp. So that's why I'm kind of like, I'm not struggling exactly, but it is really hard to translate this. I don't speak this language. Let's see. And then we have the Nine of Pentacles. You know what, group 2? This feels like child energy. Look how happy you are. You're not thinking about anything. This is totally inner child energy, where you're playing a game with the universe. You're singing the song of the universe and just like being extremely present without any thought, without any worry. It's so carefree. And like that energy is within you, and it is coming towards you even more. The Nine of Pentacles is, if I'm connecting this to, again, the 3D, this is showing your success. This is showing how you are separating yourself from anything besides that feeling. To say you're detaching from anxiety, you're detaching from the burdens of the things that you have to do on a regular basis. Like, you're still doing them, but you're detaching emotionally so that you don't feel burdened by them at all. And what you're doing here is you're stepping into a higher vibration by just kind of like, honestly, you're just like stopped caring about the negativities or the things that were restricting you. You just, somehow you just are doing this. I don't know how. The white, to me, again, like, I feel like is a sense of purity with that inner child energy. And here it kind of seems like you're plucking a fruit in a sense, right? So that could be at least my hint that I'm getting some clarity next. I do feel you are going to be taking an opportunity soon, okay? I hope that this is making sense to you guys so far. I'm really, really trying my best. Hold on. It doesn't help that my brain is fried right now. Okay, and we have King of Wands. Ah, okay. So there could be something here having to do with your spiritual and emotional growth, maturity, and leadership skills, okay? That lion is fierce. And this is like this is your power, okay? So now I'm getting somewhere. This is your power and your confidence, kind of giving off magician vibes. The King of Cups and King of Wands have almost the same outfit, actually, so I wonder what that's about. The red could mean something with, yes, it could mean passion and focus and actually, yeah, power and leadership, like the magician. That's what I was getting. So that's what we're looking at next. So another reason why I'm noticing that I didn't get the clear answer at first is because this thing that you're going to take leadership towards may not even exist yet. Okay, so group 2, I know that this is very, I guess, kind of mysterious. But when you tune into this energy of that inner child energy I mentioned before, that fire energy, you may not even care that you're not having an answer, because this energy is just so fun-loving and just so pure and innocent, like I said, where you're just enjoying life, at least when you tap into this, okay? And that should be coming in very soon if it hasn't already. We started off with the Fool card, so we're starting fresh. We're starting a new beginning. I don't know what time of your life you're viewing this reading. But either the new beginning and new chapter for you has already started, or it's happening really, really soon, okay? So just enjoy it. Just enjoy the feeling of freedom and of play, of creativity, of just being extremely present. And if you're concerned and you're like, no, but I have things to do, don't worry, that is going to come, okay? So King of Wands is now, I'm finally getting to that answer, what step your angel wants you to take next. Okay. So the step, like I said, has to do with your leadership. It has to do with you taking that feeling of that power. This is really solar plexus type of power, and then directing it forward. You could not have done it earlier, though, okay? So King of Wands energy was not here earlier. It was just King of Cups. It was all over, kind of just fluid, right? Here, it's different with the King of Wands, because I feel the fire energy moving in a forward line of that fire. Like, I'm seeing the fire shooting forward, which is really cool. Okay? Again, it could not have happened earlier. So this means that you're not waiting for the alignment. You're allowing the alignment to happen, okay? So we're going to get a little bit of a spoiler here to see. I mean, maybe not, but you will get here. I wish I could tell you the exact time frame. It could be a few months. It could be, it's really going to be different for everybody because of the fact that this is divine timing, whenever this comes through. Some of you, this could come through in I would say, a way of your professional life. So, for example, you're being called to take a leadership position in your career, in your job, in your, even if you'd like to start something for yourself. If it's not professionally, it of course could be personally, where you're taking that direction to really improve your life tenfold in some way. Or it could be just any other way in your personal life or spiritual development, okay, creatively, for example. But yeah, so what is this step that you want them to take next, Angel of Group 2? It's funny, I just noticed that you got like this whole energy of freedom, and you literally chose the free form piece, which is kind of funny. I suppose that makes sense. The energy is kind of shooting off in different directions. I have no idea. But yeah, the Angel Aura Quartz there. Now, by the time that this is relevant, this King of Wands, and again, it's coming soon. By the time that this happens, you're going to be laser focused. So, I will try to get more of this, but your angel, the step that your angel wants you to take next is going to be so obvious that it doesn't even need to be spoken about, because this is going to be the birth of something. So this definitely does feel like creative passion or passionate energy, where once you get that puzzle piece that just fell into place, once you get that spark, that little idea that ignites, you don't need any further instruction. You just go full force ahead. And in terms of what this specific thing is, this is meant to be achieved fully and next, I think, or at least in stages, because it might take time. And I say that because if some of you have already had stuff like that happen and you're like, well, I always feel that way, or I always felt that way, but nothing ever got completed, that's why this is different. Okay, so what is this thing? If we can know, this is something that already did kind of have some you may have already, I guess, like, involved yourself with this energy. The message I got, it was interesting. I was drawn to, I think this is supposed to be like a tattoo. I can't make out what it is, but on the arm. And it, to me, spoke of like an unfinished story, right? So it almost looked like it was an unfinished tattoo. So whatever this thing is something that you've already thought of before, but again, could have been unfinished. Or it's a similar kind of a vein, something that has similar vibes to it, but is going to be refreshed in some way. Okay, so that's the other clue I got there. I am kind of feeling something with the arm. So is that the receiving arm, right? So this is going to have to do with like psychic energy that you are meant to receive from the universe, from, from all of that psychic ability we got here. So going back to that real quick is, if you guys do have all of these different ideas to the point where it is so overwhelming, that makes sense. Why perhaps in the beginning it wasn't, ready yet, because it was just way too much potential. There was way too many things. It bombarded you. But this one here, again, is different because it is going to have not only the onset and that fire that's ignited and the sense of direction, but to be able to actually grasp the completion differently. That's huge. Now, some of you, the month of July is going to be relevant here. I don't know exactly why, and if that doesn't resonate, please disregard, but some of you may have needed to hear that. Okay, so King of Wands, please. 10 of Wands. Yeah, only some of you needed to hear the phrase, what was it? ow, pick up where you left off. That's what they said with this one. And then now we have the Ten of Swords, interestingly. So yeah, for probably for half of you, I think that this was something that you previously were involved in or with. But it should kind of look completely different when this shows up again. Others of you, that's not relevant because it is going to be a new thing. And I know that this is not Ace of Wands, but it does feel very Ace of Wands-ish. Okay, Angel, back to you. What is the step you want them to take next on a practical level? Can we get like a specific detail, perhaps? Perhaps. The Emperor, very nice. The red is extremely relevant here for you all. Because all of the, and I'm not going to ignore the fact that these are all the masculine cards. So when it comes to tarot or just like the whole thing with masculine, feminine energies, they say that the feminine energies are the receiving ones, whereas the masculine ones are the outward ones. So the yang energy of the yin yang combo. So that's why, you have all three, at least for the red shirts. The red shirts are, the masculine energy. So that means to me that this has something to do with that outward focus, right? So you're sort of like pushing forward or at least, directing forward, I should say. But again, the red shirt here, red could mean something specific for you guys as well. But they keep really ringing back to the magician energy. So power, focus, passion, leadership, everything, all of that. And it's cool because I'm not seeing any issues with confidence. Usually when I do stuff like this, I always feel that kind of nagging feeling that there's some doubts. Actually here, I'm not seeing that. Okay. Now, if you do have doubts, that might be, honestly, that's like an outlier message at this point, because from what I am seeing, there's this like perfect capability of like standing in your power and confidence. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if that maybe like you just know, but I'm really not seeing an issue with that. Okay, so the Emperor card is, let's see, so King of Wands is looking straight at us. The Emperor card is looking more into the future. And holding the King. Is that the King? Yeah, that's the King chess piece. That's, wow, very nice. So there's a lot of calculation and planning that is going to be relevant here. So this is probably a long-term goal. You're going to start it really powerfully, but then what you're doing along the way is going to be a step-by-step process. So not to say that needs all the patience in the world, but it does require, obviously, some patience, because that's just how this is meant to work. You can't just rush it, is kind of what they're saying. So King of Wands, again, leadership, and then Emperor, still same thing. The Emperor can represent authority. And let's see what else. Basically, I'm feeling like you're stepping into a bubble, and there's also like a protectiveness too, where nobody is going to interfere with this. Nobody. Okay. Not to say like you have to feel like completely unstoppable or anything, like whatever, like, but I'm just feeling that there's really nothing relevant at all that would even interfere. Like, I'm not sure how to phrase that, but it's just not going to be a problem is what I'm getting. Do we have any final messages of what, Angel, what is your next step that you want them to take specifically? And lo and behold, we have the Magician, okay? So this is really confirming it for me. We don't have the red, but on the Rider deck that I usually use, we have that red. Okay, so I went through all of the loops, and, it was like this topsy-turvy energy to get here, which is just confirming what we already know, is that you guys, you're magicians. That's pretty much what I am seeing here. You're a magician, and you were meant to be this magician where you are creating that future path, okay? So your step that your angel is guiding you towards was not actually a concrete one. So I'll take it, whatever I can get as clarity. We got general sort of steps that they want you to take. So, I hope that part was helpful. The last card here, the Magician, again, you can see for yourself that you have that full focus. You're creating with your own light, your own energy, and your own energy work with your thoughts, your beliefs, your actions, everything, whatever is involved with energy work, okay? You are creating all of that. I am seeing, again, the tattoo. I wonder what's going on with the tattoos. There's 3 in a row here. Maybe some of you have a tattoo that already has to do with whatever this is. And that also leads me to say that a lot of you may already know what I'm talking about with the leadership thing and the direction. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, again, that sort of seed is coming soon. The idea is going to be happening soon for you. And they don't want to say too much about it because it is going to be like the birth of something, and I'm not allowed to speak on certain things. But with the magician, we definitely see creation. So when this comes through, all of this is coming through soon. That is exactly when your angel is going to step in and confirm that this is right for you, okay? In fact, the angel kind of looks like is the lion, weirdly enough. I don't know if that means anything to you guys. But yeah, if I were to give you just one line of the answer of what step does your angel want you to take next, I would just say step into your power. I mean, that's all I can really say for now, because this reading was really unique. Hopefully it made sense to you guys, being that this was your energy. But that's all I can say for now. Okay, I wish I could give you like more specifics, but again, your reading really didn't work that way, and I don't want to just like, kind of force it into that mold. If some of you feel like you have a better and more succinct explanation of what I just said, feel free to number it and bullet point it for others, because I'm actually kind of scrambled right now, but I hope that this made sense. Because again, your angel was not speaking a language that I could understand at all. So yeah, let us know below if you feel called, but I think I'll just leave it there. Thank you guys so much, and if you want a personal reading and that's way more specific, the link is below, and if you're new here and this helped you in some way, feel free to subscribe. Thank you guys so very much, and I will see you next time, okay? Blessings, bye-bye. Hey guys, this is the reading for those of you who chose group number 3, which is the tumbled. So let's see if Spirit has a starting message for you before we get your angel's messages. Spirit, this reading is for group 3. Please and thank you, tumbled. Our angel aura quartz tumbled group. Spirit, do we have a starting message for them, or do they need one? Group 3, please. Thank you. So we have King of Pentacles. It feels like everything's okay. It just felt so peaceful, kind of like you're chilling energy, and you're protected, which is really nice. King of Pentacles also made me feel like you're provided for. So I'm just going to leave that here and ask your angel now. So angel of group 3 are tumbled. What is the step that you want them to take next? What is that's in their highest good to take? Angel of group 3. Angel of group 3, what is the step that you want them to take next, please? Okay. Oh, okay, so we have Judgment. Really powerful, powerful card, and powerful artwork here too. So the step that you're being guided to take does have to do with your soul, with an awakening of your soul. Now, connecting that to the King of Pentacles, I am seeing now why they gave that to you. The King of Pentacles kind of feels like you're in your bubble, your comfort zone. It feels nice, feels good, feels peaceful and grounded. And this is not a bad thing, but I feel like you're actually meant to step out of that in a way where you're stepping into your higher frequency. That could require different things. It could look really different for all of you. So that's what we're going to look into. But your angel wants you to take the step next towards your spiritual development, and we'll see if that connects to something in your outer world as well. So what does this mean, please, angel? What is the step that you want them to take next? So some of you, it could be knowledge. It could be that they want you to step into more spiritual knowledge where you're meant to learn about something or learn to do something. So when I first got into the tarot realm more seriously, actually when I started this channel, that opened up everything for me. And I definitely think that that was my guides bringing me to that point, and it changed everything because it increased my spiritual development, my psychic ability, my connection to everybody in the collective, so that's something that could be true for you guys. So whether it's getting more involved with the knowledge or the learning and the actions. When I say action, I mean like something you're physically doing. So that could be, any of those things could be true. What else, please, Angel? Definitely they're asking you to be open to something. Maybe even like thinking about things that never occurred to you before. Because, for example, using the same example, I didn't even know that pick a card tarot readings existed before I made the channel. And then all of a sudden I got this like wave of energy where I felt it was a calling for me to do mine. But that never occurred to me before. I didn't even know about this stuff. So this could be something that's going to pop into your life, and you're going to look at it and be like, yeah, you just, it's just whatever. But then that little, you know, kind of nagging feeling might come to you to say like, oh wow, wait a minute, what if I tried that? You know, so be on the lookout for that. That could happen within the next like 3 days to 3 weeks for some of you. Oh wow, Two of Cups. This does show connection with, it could be with anything soul-wise. So a stronger connection to your higher self, a stronger connection to the divine forces, a stronger connection to your angel, or any high-powered energy, okay? So again, they want you to be open to this, because you are, as a result of this, going to be receiving something, all right? Do we have any specifics that they need to know about here? Whoop. So we have Page of Wands and the Hierophant. Yeah, I mean, look, you're rising up higher. You're definitely rising higher. That's what I saw with the Judgment card. So you're climbing these stairs to, you know, connect with higher realms or higher consciousness. And you're really doing it in a simple way, in a even earthly way. Here we have Page of Wands, where again, it could be through learning something. It could be through a new experience. Just anything kind of that's already a part of your life that you just had to simply step outside of that, you know, bubble or that box, and it just happens naturally, or it just happens easily. Now, for some of you, I also was wondering if there was something having to do with a spiritual class, or it doesn't necessarily have to be spiritual. It could be something even physical. So whether it's like a meditation class or a sound bowl workshop or a yoga event or something, you know, anything related at all. I'm not sure if it has to do with like community and other people, or it even could be something that you're doing on your own, actually. But whatever is the case, it's something that is accessible to you, that you were just like, you know what, let me go for it. And this one thing that you're doing is expanding your horizons. I am feeling like it could be one specific thing, but it, of course, is not limited to that one specific thing. Because for you guys, some of you might want to do 3 new things or 10 new things, but even just one, because they're saying like at least one is going to do the trick for you, and it's really going to open up all these doors. And before you know it, you are going to reach a higher frequency within your soul. You're going to be sincerely rising. I don't really know how we measure that. If you guys know, let me, let us know in the comments. Measure our frequency and whatever. I guess with some people you can just tell, you can feel it, and maybe even within yourself you can feel a difference from now versus who you were last year, let's say. But whatever is the case, you're going to be doing that. You're going to be stepping into that. So that's a step that your angel wants you to take, is to align yourself with rising higher in the frequency by doing something or learning something. So what else about the doing or the learning? Is there a specific hint there? It's funny because now the King of Pentacles is surrounded by books, I noticed. Interesting little library here. We're seeing it's a kind of foggy or blurry. Huh. Almost feels like a dream. I wonder if there's something there with dream. But yeah, it could be something with learning a new skill that really you just either weren't interested in before, or it just wasn't accessible to you in some way, or you just wasn't aligned yet. I have noticed that I've bought spiritual books throughout many, many, many years, and I never read any of them until recently. And so I think that just goes to show that divine timing and alignment of knowledge is very meaningful. So something like that could be relevant for you guys. What is the specific action or learning, let's say? There was something quite artistic with the Page of Wands I was noticing, because I was seeing the the pants, and now I think that these are supposed to be salamanders, I'm assuming. I actually thought for a second this was the Page of Swords, so there was something with the mentality as well, and clear mind. So we have some type of art here, and then, I mean, it doesn't have to be literally art, but I was just noticing. And then we have Queen of Cups. Okay, so Queen of Cups is extremely tuned in. Extremely tuned in. You know, so both hands are there to, you know, for readiness to receive. The eyes and the facial expression, like we're looking upward here. So this does feel like high-powered meditating in some way. So in addition to some of the other actions you're taking, maybe consider something with a form of meditating, or maybe like consciousness work or whatever it might be that you have not really done before, or maybe you kind of like fell off of. So whether this is just doing deep, powerful meditating, or even healing work, or maybe something having to do with astral traveling or lucid dreaming, or I can't really think of stuff offhand, but something where you're not in your normal consciousness, and it's something that you would have to slip into an altered state of consciousness, for example. So there's something with that. Okay. We also have the crown here. What else, please? For the Hierophant, let's say, and the Page of Wands. So speaking of those books, I did come across one recently, and actually several. And in each of these books, and I was surprised by this, I saw techniques that I have never in my life seen before. Now, the reason why I was surprised is because I've been doing the tarot channel for, at this point, 6 years. And from the community, from all of you guys, I learned something new all the time. And I always look into it and I'm like, oh, wow, that's so interesting, right? Now, I've heard of so many different things and learned so much that to learn something newer kind of shocked me, and this is across multiple books that I only happen to read now. So I think that that's sort of what I'm getting here, is that just it is going to be a surprise for you guys. So I don't know, like it's really high powered, even probably like sacred knowledge too. I kind of lost my train of thought because it was just so high vibrational, and that's just me anyway, because I get lost. Yeah, I was wondering about the art, and it feels artistic here. Maybe there's something having to do with like, is it like almost like sacred geometry, or some kind of knowledge that is just, it might have felt mystical to you for a long time, but you were always interested in it. So keep that in mind. You may really, it may come back around soon. It's going to come full circle, and you'll be like, oh man, like there's that thing again. I have to try it. I have to learn about it. Any final messages with these two cards? Yeah, I totally lost my train of thought over there. We have Seven of Cups. Well, the thing is, group 3, that there's so much to choose from. So actually, you know, they're not telling you a specific thing. I did give some examples, so maybe those will resonate. But they're not actually saying it's one, only one thing to choose from. You could do all of these things if you feel like it, okay? So expand your horizons, enjoy it, don't limit yourself, and just, you know, really embrace this, I think. Angel, any final messages about the step that you want them to take next? With the Chariot, it's the same thing. Just go for it. Just move forward. You don't have to plan this. You don't have to figure this out. You don't have to have any of the answers to the specifics, because once you just start, or just move forward in any way and start anything, and you start anything, whether it's like a new book or a new hobby or a new thing that you're learning, just start anything and all of the energy will follow you. The ball will get rolling, okay? Yeah. So any other final suggestions, Spirit or Angel? Six of Wands. So we have here success, we have here victory, we have a lot of beautiful energy projecting forth for your future and where you're headed with all of this stuff. So the victory will be there, the success will definitely be there. Any other messages that I missed? the Fool. So again, it's kind of the same thing. Be ready to start the new adventures, okay? So there could be so many new things, multiple new things. It even could involve talking to a new person as well, like someone to learn from especially, or just to share ideas with, let's say. Here, if you never tried something creative wise, they're inviting you to do that as well. You know, something like a creative writing workshop, or like singing lessons, or even if it's something more physical, like something of a physical activity that you just never really tried out before. Like, again, it's anything where truly what I'm feeling here is like the mind, body, spirit in any direction will be enhanced by this new thing. So, again, I could list more for you guys, and I will actually if you want some ideas. But I just think that there's so many options. So if you want something that's more spiritual, I would say again, meditating and the things I said before, working on healing or dream work, astral work, past life regression, Akashic record reading, astrology, tarot or divination, all of that stuff, I think, in any way at all that can connect you to higher powers or your angels, anything at all, okay? So there's that. Working with crystals. Oh, how could I forget? Working with crystals and your guides and angels, okay? So any of that could be wonderful for you, whether you can do it on your own somehow or through someone else who can teach you. If it's physical, again, it could be something, anything at all that can help you feel like physically just so connected. So whether it's a class or, something fun, like a new hobby, just involving like physical activity. You can use your imagination for that. There's so many. But if it is more of the mind, so again, that would be more of the mentality. So learning something, writing something, anything more cerebral, let's say. So I don't know. I tried my best, but yeah, that's all I have for you for that. And final advice. The final advice is just to not worry about having all of the answers, because the truth is that step-by-step things will be revealed. You guys don't have to worry about illusion or deception much on your path, because I feel like you're going to be the energy is so pure that you'll be able to kind of see right through it. But inherent within this path, there is going to be a lot of illusion or a lot of like deception, sad to say, because the thing is you're tapping into higher truths, higher energies. So along the way, there will be some issues at times where, you might kind of feel like it's almost like trickery, or there might be some conflicts on the way. That's kind of normal. If you do come across that, just align back with your own light and you'll be fine. You'll go right through it, okay? So I think I'll just leave it there, because at this point I'm just rambling. But yeah, so group 3, again, the step that your angel wants you to take is to be open to your spiritual development through learning or through action, okay? So again, you have many options for that. Just go for it, whatever you feel called to next. More information should be downloading for you and given you in signs, like in the near future as well. So if you want maybe a follow-up for my pick of cards, you can just check if any of those resonate with you. But if you want a personal reading, the info is below. But thank you guys so much. And if you're new here, feel free to subscribe if this was helpful to you. Otherwise, sending you guys blessings, and I will see you next time, okay? Take care. Bye-bye. Hey guys, this is the reading for those of you who chose group number 4, which is the Angel Aura Quartz Point. Alrighty, or Tower. Spirit, this reading is for group number 4, please and thank you. We're going to try to get a starting message only if it's needed, and then I will go into the messages from your angel. Spirit, do you have a starting message for group 4? Only if we need that. Okay, this may not necessarily be for the whole question of the reading, but you did get a message from Spirit. They said something about a blindfold right now, and the fact that this blindfold eventually will need to come off so that you can see something from a different perspective, or just something that perhaps you were not ready to see right away. Little mysterious there, so I'm going to leave this here and see how this all kind of comes together. So angel, please. Angel of group 4, our angel or quartz point or tower group. What is the next step that you want them to take that's in their highest good? Group 4. What step do you want them to take next, please? Thank you. Let's see for group 4, angel. Okay, so we have the King of Swords. You know, this is, okay, this is almost a mini step, but it's very relevant. Actually, the first step or next step that your angel wants you to take is actually to take a break for a minute, to rest for a moment, okay? That is important. If you do not rest your energy properly and kind of recharge the battery, if you do try to proceed with an empty battery, you're probably going to land right back at square one anyway, and you cannot necessarily move forward, okay? Now, some of you may disagree with that. That's okay. You just have to follow your intuition, but this is just the confirmation that, hey, if you're tired, please rest, okay? So that's something your angel really wanted to say there. Okay, then what, please? Okay, this is kind of nice that we got confirmation. You got the 4 of Swords. She's sleeping in the nest, okay? So we are confirmed here that you guys need rest. Maybe you went through something recently that was just a bit too much, you know, whether it was burnout or, you know, whatever the case was. This step was still long overdue, okay? And the fact that they gave it to you twice is still confirming for me that you really, I feel, cannot move forward without this, okay? I like this message a lot because I feel like many of us don't take the breaks because we feel guilty, or because, you know, it just seems like it's impossible. So it may not have to be like, okay, take a long vacation. Obviously, a lot of us can't do that. But this is in some way, shape, or form take a break. Now, what I did, the best way that I could, because I couldn't really take a break from working, but what I did in my case was I made an intention to myself to cut out all the new and extra and more stuff that I always was like obsessed with doing. So that was my version of taking a break, to learn how to relax, to learn how to just like have a rest day out of the week. Okay, that's nice if you can. But whatever way you can in your schedule and your path, okay? Now, another piece of this is that mentally speaking, you may feel like, no, this is not possible at all. Well, what if that's an illusion thought? What if that's actually not the case? Your angel is telling you that you can and you have to, you know, and that it is possible in some small ways, even if it's like a fraction of like the bigger picture. You know, if you can't take those days off or a vacation, then do it in a small way that you're able to, okay? That's your angel talking, okay? So I hope that resonates first there. Okay, so what else, please? Angel of group 4, what is the step that you want them to take next? Because a lot of you guys may have noticed, like, I cut out everything with the extraness of, like, you know, my business stuff. I stopped selling my tarot decks. I stopped making my handmade products. I shut down my website. I was like, I cannot anymore. It is just way too much work. And I was burnt the heck out. So yeah. So that's my version of how I was able to do it. I mean, I'm still burnt out, but we'll see. Okay, now you have the 4 of Wands. Oh, this is really nice. So you're getting a specific and 3-dimensional message that I can actually grasp and translate here. So group 4, what they're indicating here, what your angel is saying of the next step to take is to find community. I really was surprised by the simplicity of this, but this does have a very profound kind of effect to it, almost like a ripple effect or something like that. So the next step for you, after you've had some time to recharge your battery, and rightfully so, they want you to find a space of community where either it's, you know, in person with actually socializing, or with people, or with any kind of support at all. Now, if it's not necessarily human beings, it also could be with environment, because this 4 of Wands card is showing a very strong sense of belonging and safety, okay? So however that resonated for you just now, that is what's meant for you next. Now, this will look very different depending on your circumstances. Some of you guys, if you already felt called to seek out a community, this is your angel giving you that nudge in that direction. So, for example, like, it reminds me when people join like it could be a spiritual community, it could be a religious community, it could be something having to do with nature and a retreat. It could be with joining even like some type of a membership of whatever kind. It could be hanging out with people that maybe you just didn't feel comfortable, trying that out before because of whatever reason. But like you're putting yourself out there in that way. So some of you, it could be that. So again, if it's not only with people, if that doesn't resonate exactly, I still feel something having to do with environment or location or belonging. So that could extend to find a place where you feel connected, where you feel grounded and safe and protected. Again, I mentioned before, it could be something spiritual, perhaps like nature. It could be a place of worship that maybe you go out and try to discover. It could be a happy place, like a safe space, like a bookstore or a cafe or something. Now, I'm sure that they'll give us more information as to what's to come, but that is the next step that they want you to take, and I'm assuming there's a good reason for this beyond just the good feelings here. So some of you that already resonated because you already thought about it. Some of you, this could be news to you, but let's see. What else is involved here, please? Like you needed this is what they said, or you're going to need this. It's going to make a difference. Remember I said before the ripple effect? So clearly this is going to affect things. So maybe it could be someone that you meet, changes something in your future, some event that happens. It makes a difference in your future and your path now and in the long run. Something here could be with music. Maybe some of you want to join a musical group or something to that effect. Something like with learning that. So with the Five of Swords here, this is showing that when you are alone, there are certain things that just either cannot be done or it's just not in your best interest. Whereas if you have community or support, or again, something environmental, all of a sudden things get easier, As human beings, we are meant to be a part of a community in that way. We're wired in that way for the most part. And things just are, they're better that way, provided that obviously you're around good company. So they're trying to tell you that it's okay to branch out. Things will get easier. They won't be so much as a headache, I think is what they're saying here. Now let's assume that you already, let's say, some of you might actually already have some sort of community. However, I will point out that this Four of Wands community is positive and healthy energy. If you're involved with, let's say, one person or more that gives you the headaches, if they're negative, if they're a harmful influence, that is a separate thing. That's something maybe you weren't ready to hear, or maybe you're not ready to see that, but you're meant to move towards positive influences, okay? So that's what I'll say there. This is up to you of what you want to do. If you are around negative people, just be on the lookout for that. You might have to kind of sit and think about that and say, like, wait a minute, is this person negative? Like, is this a negative or harmful energy in my life? Some of you, only you will know. Only you will know that. Seven of Cups. Yeah, they did say that because of this Four of Wands thing that you're going to get involved with, that without a doubt, this is going to create future opportunities for you. Some of you, it's going to happen right away. Others of you, it could happen just kind of, naturally over time, and you won't even really notice it. Some of you, for example, let's say for some of you, it could be something like work related, then it's going to show you like open doors to progress within your career. If it's more personal in your personal life, it's still the same thing. It's going to open different doors for you that really may not have happened without that. Okay. So again, that ripple thing is coming through here. What else, please? What is the step you want them to take next, Angel? Thank you. And we're confirmed. We have the Three of Cups. This is really beautiful. This is a tribe feeling, the soul tribe feeling. We're looking up at the stars. We're, just being present, with that joy, that joyful energy, with that spiritual connected energy. And it's just wonderful. This really reminds me of, not to not to like reveal my age here, but yeah, like this really does remind me of growing up without the friggin' phones all the time, and people are just, ugh, it gets me so upset. But yeah, like people, when they're actually present with each other, this is really what that feels like. The summer nights and whatnot, where it just felt like this endless, like, I guess, like timeless little energy whirl that we were in. And it was just pure connection. Okay. On that note, perhaps that does have something to do with the people that you'll be meeting or the environment that, you know, you'll be in. It will take you to that feeling. It will bring you to that feeling of like, just being present and being in the energy of pure spirit, in fact. Okay. So you got the 2 steps here, which is nice. Is there anything we need to know about the 2 of Swords, actually, coming back to that? Well, again, this is up to you guys. 8 of Cups. Some of you are going to be taking the step to walk away from something, okay? To walk away from something or someone or some situation, but it's okay because where you're heading is much brighter. Again, this is up to you. This is honestly a different reading entirely. If this does resonate with you even a little bit, I do recommend to check out some of my past pick a card topics that could help out. I mean, there's so many, but it does seem like you're going to be walking away soon from something that just, again, wasn't serving you, or it just was negative or harmful in some way. I can't bring myself to say more about this. I just feel like a lot of you may not be ready to hear that. It's fine. You know, everything in alignment. Actually, the eyes are closed here too, now that I see that. Okay. Is there any final message or any further message that we need to know, Angel of Group 4? Ten of Swords. I think that's pretty much it. What's the 10 of Swords meaning? Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles does feel like, you know, the energy of like being completely alone, like I said before. I mean, I know that the Nine of Pentacles, she looks joyful to be alone, but I'm actually not really getting the joyful energy, because the 10 of Swords and the 5 of Swords makes it just feel like maybe some of you felt like, man, I have to be alone. I have to do this on my own. I'm on my own. I don't have that support. I can't have that support. If that sounds like you guys, that's going to change soon from what I'm seeing here. I do think it's just a matter of the universe providing us our soul tribe. Obviously, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I do believe that we meet whoever we're meant to meet for whatever reasons we're meant to. Sometimes it isn't meant to last, you know? Sometimes it's just like a karmic thing, or it's a lesson, or it's whatever. It's kind of temporary. And that can be painful, of course. But I also think that the people who are meant to stay in our lives as that tribe and support and soul family, they will, you know? And if you're not quite there yet, just know that that does come in time through the healing and balancing of the soul and through your own spiritual development. It's a part of it, actually, in my opinion. So yeah, just wanted to say that. Final message, please. So we have the 4 of Cups. It kind of feels like you're going to be really wanting to take this step anyway, because with 4 of Cups, I feel apathy and I also feel boredom. Your life needs color and excitement and that high vibrational, spiritual connected energy. So that's why it'll be the perfect opportunity to take up this offer from the universe to, you know, to find that 4 of Wands. We have Justice. And then we have the 3 of Wands. So yeah, we do see expansion and evolving. Some of you, it even could be something with traveling, okay? Just some type of evolution and growth that's there. Okay, so did I answer the question? I think I did answer the question. So yeah, the Four of Wands is the thing. So finding a greater sense of community or something having to do with environment, and then taking the next opportunities that it presents. This is going to be unpredictable. When you do this next step, guided by your angel, the next opportunities and doors that will be opened truly are going to come out of nowhere, and I can't even really grab them for you. It's serendipitous. It's something that's meant to come from the universe, but I'll try anyway. Seven of Cups, please. Yeah, no, they're not letting me. They said no. Alrighty, that's fine. Spirit, any final word from you? Any final advice? That's it. That's it. We have the Magician here. There's a lot of things still kind of brewing for you in the background, okay? All of it is going to come through and make sense when you get a little bit further into it. Right now, it's very preliminary. Like, you're going to have to really let this come through. That's why, again, there's still... in different ways, a blindfold. Like, you're not meant to see the bigger picture just yet, but you can trust that it will come together. I mean, of course, if you have that faith, if you put your trust in your angels and guides, because it is all coming together. Something is manifesting for you. So that for you, manifest is a really big word. You're manifesting something, or something is manifesting, and you're going to walk right into that pathway of that spiritual mission or whatever it might be. Okay. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing for you. Kind of like a clear, concrete thing from the beginning. I hope it made sense, from how I described it, but I guess I'll leave it there. So, thank you, Group 4, for watching. I do hope it was helpful. If you want a personal reading, the info is below, and if you're new here, feel free to subscribe if you did find this helpful. Thank you guys so much again. Sending you many blessings, and I will see you next time, okay? Take care. Bye-bye.